Hello, greetings from my home studio. Today I thought I'd do a little bit of a vloggy kind of video because I am getting the studio ready for the promo recording for Cody Johnson UK. So all of my cables and gear has been in various bags for rehearsals and shows and things like that. So I've basically stolen all of my cables from my home studio to use, and now I've got to put them all back. But yeah, we're getting there. So So in my home studio, I've basically got set up to be able to record all of the instruments, all the vocals, except for drums. I ain't fitting a drum kit in here. But for everything else, we've got what we need. So I've got a full kind of monitor setup. I've got 2 monitor speakers, I've got subwoofer. Behind the monitor, we've got mixer, got my Ableton and everything, which is what I use for recording. We have a portable vocal booth because obviously we don't have full-on professional studio setup. This is very much a home studio. So we've got a selection of mics. We've got an SM, I think it's a 7B, usually used for podcasting and things like that, but also works for vocals. I've got an SM58 in here. I've got an SM Beta 58. Over here we have an SM57. That is for recording acoustic banjo, acoustic guitar. Everything else will be running DI into that mixer via my Quad Cortez. Welcome back. So I've spent the day putting the studio back together. Everything is now working as it should be. Quick test. Cool. So what I've done now is I'm in the process of setting up my Ableton. I have my Ableton on the big screen there. I've got basically my little checklist on an iPad just there, which I've got linked to the second screen. On my main Mac screen, I don't tend to use it a huge amount, but I can put charts on there, I can do whatever. I've also got a music stand over there, should people have some paper charts they want to use. So what I have done on my mixer, which is a Behringer Xenyx802USB, I have got everything running into that, which are then going out to my studio monitors, as well as some headphones for vocal monitoring or just general monitoring anyway. So I've got 4 inputs going. I've got my Quad Cortez, which is down there, and I will talk about in a minute. I've got my Mac, which is connected to the speaker via my radial Stagebook DI box. Vocals I have got on a separate channel, and then this one here which says no channel is going to be what my SM57 is connected to for banjo and acoustic guitar. So yeah, we are set up. So my next job is to run through all the project tracks on Ableton, make sure everything is hooked up as it should be, and yeah, just start adding a few bits like compressors, EQ. I'll talk about what I've done with my Quad Cortez in a minute, but yeah. So for my DI instruments, which is going to be electric guitar, acoustic guitar with the DI output, bass guitar, which I've already recorded, so that doesn't matter too much. I am running through my Quad Cortez. Tom, guitarist, is also bringing a Nano Cortex because he's got some specific tones that he wants to run through. And basically the setup is that I'm using this as a very basic preamp with a compressor, a preamp. Well, for the electric guitar, I've got just a Fender Twin, completely clean amp sim, cab sim, and a high and low pass filter. For the acoustic guitar, which has got an inbuilt preamp in the guitar itself, I've just got compression, high low pass filter, and a bit of room reverb just to make it a little bit nicer and less harsh. We're recording 6 songs, and what I've done is just create almost like a little cheat sheet just to keep a track of what we've done. So the items that are highlighted are what we're going to be recording, and then literally just can tick them off as they're going through. So with this one, I've already recorded my bass, so I'm going to tick that and I'm going to tick that. Sometimes it can get a little bit confusing as to what you've done, what you haven't done, and rather than having to go through an entire Ableton project, which is going to be like countless different audio files and stems and things like that, you can just actually have it in one place and just keep track of it. It makes life so much easier. So when we are coming to record, we will have this project file in Ableton already set up, ready to go. Everything is ready to literally just hit record and get going. Rather than worrying about having to set up different BPMs and stuff in Ableton itself, we've literally just got a clip track, which after we've recorded will be obviously deleted, but that's just going to use for monitoring. I've already recorded the bass, so that's not something I need to worry about. Everything will just be given a very brief mix, which is like EQ, compression, any kind of boost it needs to. Just to do a very preliminary mix before it gets sent for professional mixing and mastering. But yeah, as you can see, we've got everything nicely organised, ready to go, which just makes life so much easier. So that is how I generally run things. It's kind of geeky, it's not very exciting unless you're like me and love doing this kind of crap. But yeah, so we are basically set and ready to go, ready for recording on Saturday. See you guys later.